Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. You want the games? Oh, we'll give you the games. Welcome to summer of 1982, where we last played Blueprint in the arcades. It's a great title, a really fun one. Let's press forward and see our next game. We're next heading to the Atari home computer, and this is Bomber Attack. A title we've already seen on the Apple II. Let's see what it's like on the Atari computer, starting with the box. As usual, everything by Microcomputer or Avalon Hill Games, they have a really solid standard of their boxes. Very, very flashy, very nice, and they almost look all the same. Let's flip it over in the back, and it's the usual affair for Microcomputer and Avalon Hill. This one is the cassette version on the back of the box. Bomber Attack is a real-time, fast-action game that puts you in command of a supersonic bomber over enemy terrain. You can see the enemy's factories, airstrips, ammunition, dumps, and missile installations stretched out below your flight path. And you have a 10 megaton super bombs. Your mission is drop all 25 bombs on key locations before the enemy can down your bomber. But watch out for the Red Cross hospitals. They're neutral. Make sure you don't bomb the hospitals. And then a few other information for us on the back. You can see this is the arcade pack because Avalon Hill usually does strategy or tactical games. Let's see what other artwork we have for Bomber Attack. Besides the box, we also have the advertisement that you see around the time, or the front of the catalog by Avalon Hill. There's the cassette tape we're going to be popping in, and an example of the screenshot. We also have the manual for Bomber Attack. Great when we can find these. You can see this has the version for the Commodore PET, Apple II, and Atari, and I think this may have been the same one we saw when we checked it out on the Apple II. So here's the object of the game. They give us a little key on the left side telling us what to expect or what we can shoot down. That's what trees are. Make sure you pay attention. And then we also have the hospital, which it shows barely across, but you don't want to bomb those. Everybody else, bomb it all down. And then how do you load the game? We don't have to follow as many instructions with loading, thankfully, but this is the kind of pain you would have had to go through back in 1982. So there it is on Atari, and then they have an example of the joystick over here on the bottom of the screen, where to drop the bomb, and then to dive and climb, it's backwards as if you were flying a plane. They did a little smidge of simulation there. And then they give the example of loading on the Commodore PET, how to play, and the Apple II. All right, let's pop in and play Bomber Attack in the beginning of June 1982 by Avalon Hill and Microcomputer Games. We are ready. Do we want instructions? Yes, we do. What does it say to play the game? Use a joystick plugged into the first jack. So we got our Atari VCS plugged in. To pilot the bomber, you drop bombs on enemy targets. Each target you damage adds points to your score. However, if you damage a hospital, your score will be set to 0, so it wipes everything away if you hit the hospital. The game ends if your bomber is hit 3 times by anti-aircraft guns or fighters. You start off with 25 bombs. After you drop all of them, your score is 100 or more. You'll be given 25 more. And if your bomber was hit twice in one hit, it will be repaired. You will again be given 25 more bombs, and if you survive that long, I should say. So we're going to push start on our Atari home computer. And there's the key, kind of like in the manual. Really nice that they did this in the game itself. So if you didn't have the manual, it's all right here. That's the fighter and runway. That's what the trees look like. Anti-aircraft gun supply dump, the factory, and then the hospital we don't want to bomb. Okay, we got our joystick in our hand, pushing start, and let's go. Wait, select? What does select do? Oh, nice. So they got just a little variation here. Easy, normal, and hard mode. Okay, let's start on easy and see what it's like. As far as the gameplay itself, here it is. This is really similar to how we were playing on the Apple II. And you can see here I'm looking for places to bomb. Yeah, graphically it's doing the same thing. It is a slower affair, not what you'd expect as far as a shooter goes. And I have no way to take out that ship behind me. Yeah, it's just avoiding the bullets as they go by. We played a few shoot 'em ups where you can fire in front and give you a little bit more firepower, but not here. This one is more of a slower paced game. And the way it's programmed on the Atari home computer reminds me that we're playing on something like the Commodore PET. So there's much more they could have done over here on the... Gosh, and we're down. Now, just for grins, what if I do hard mode? Oh, okay, it goes faster. Nice. So we have a little smoother scrolling. But this just means... Oh, gosh, yeah, and we go to even faster than we did before. All the games you can play on a home computer, though, I think Avalon Hill should stick to strategy games. This one is a bad title on the Apple II, and here on the Atari, it's still a bad title. There's many more better computer games you could play. Something just doesn't click. It doesn't seem as smooth or as well done. Oh yeah, character base and monochrome. By the way, I did this with artifacting on or off. If you have one of the Atari monitors, it still looks about the same. So a title that wasn't programmed as well as it could have. Bomber Attack is very meager. I'm going to go 2 stars of all the games we could be playing on a home computer. That's still in the bad range. All right, so after Bomber Attack, let's see where we're going now. Still on the Atari home computer, this is Bug Off. Let's take a look at Bug Off, starting with the box. Bug Off by Sparky Starks. Say that 5 times fast. Excellent front of the box, really similar to something we saw called Tutti Frutti. I think it's by the same company. The sticker, though, oh, this scan, you can barely see the sticker, but that's usually the shiny one that would say it's for the Atari home computer. And then we flip it over on the back. It is Adventure International that did this one. Sparky Starks is looking for something really different. Well, you need to play Bug Off. Do you demand great quality graphics? Bug Off. Are you ready for more fun than you can shake a walking stick at? Bug Off. Heavens no, we're not getting personal. We're just announcing the newest and perhaps wackiest arcade game to hit the Atari yet. Over on the left side, like usual Adventure International, they break down the language it was programmed in. Number of players, it says 1 to 2. Average completion time is only 5 minutes. It's an arcade game. Yeah, that's what they classify it as. Sound, yes. Multiple levels, yes. Graphics, real time, and joysticks, if you got them. And let's also take a look at any other artwork we have for Bug Off. There's the advertisement flyer, along with Tutti Frutti that we've also seen. That was a title that I love the front of the box. The gameplay itself didn't live up to the hype. Bug Off may, we'll see what happens. It's all right. It's not as cool as Tutti Frutti, but it gets the job done. And then we also have the instructions that was just inside the sleeve. Grab your joysticks and brace yourself for a battle that'll shake your house to its hopefully treated foundations. Your garden's fallen into Florida sinkhole where weird forces have mutated the inhabited insects into beastly bugs of destruction. Wait, a Florida sinkhole? They're already bashing Florida here? As the day wears on, your DDT begins to wear out. If you can spray your way clear to nightfall, the army will airdrop new supplies of DDT. But the way this insect invasion going is getting to be a pretty big if. So wait, the army's going to assist us in insect killing? Okay. So we got butterflies, moths, and bees that will be shaken off. And then there's the cassette tape will pop in to play some Bug Off. Haven't seen this anywhere else. This is the first time on the Atari. We also have just an alternate version. It's time to play Bug Off by Sparky Starks and Adventure International. The beginning of June 1982. This is another title that is arcade on the computer, and they're getting these done so well. It is really, really fun. I mean, look at that. That is a nice touch. Insert coin or press start. There's no coin slot. They're just doing it for fun to make you feel like you're in the arcade. Oh my gosh. And we're flooded with color. Conceived and directed by the Mad Elf. I'm not familiar with who that is. Copyright 1982, and the elf, and then they're crediting the elf again. All right, so let's go ahead and push option. No options there. What about select? Oh, cool. So this has the villains, butterfly, moth, bee, everything that comes at you, and it looks like it's going to come in different waves. Hold the option to stop instructions. Okay, and it looks like we can switch with the select key on our computer to go to different days. And this would be, it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is different ones that we can choose from. Possibly getting more and more difficult. So there we go. We'll go ahead and start on the first level. And can we hold? Yeah, nothing there. Let's go ahead and push start. We're in. Oh, nice touch. It's all peaceful right now. Oh, very cool. It is Flight of the Bumblebee that they're playing with the music on. That's a great idea, and using the music of the Atari home computer to its fullest. It is another one of those games, we almost could classify this as a new genre of it's bug-killing games. Thanks to Centipede, we've seen a lot of these in different variations, but this one does it a little different. I am able to fire with the red button on my Atari VCS, and as I move around, I can do all the sides of the screen. So it is essentially kind of like any other fixed shooter, but it's more erratic. It's all over the place, and you can use all the sides to shoot. So another fresh idea, but still taking the homage from what we've seen like other shooters, Space Invaders and so forth. I don't think killing the enemies is making barriers like Centipede. No, it's not. Oh, but they did leave something, so they blocked my shot up here at the top of the screen. Yes, so if the insects do get to the edge, they make walls. So you want to be able to shoot them all off of before they get to the edge of the screen. Then you'll be blocked off and won't be able to shoot them. And if you see my shot doesn't go all the way across. Oh, it looks like we made it to the next level. Change the color up. Yeah, new enemies. Very similar to Tutti Frutti, the enemies and the characters are so small. It's very tiny to make out what it is. I got an idea that they're bugs by the way they move, but the differences in the graphics is just very hard to see. Yeah, you are right, Chiptune. This is another one of those, you can barely make it out what it is. I do have artifacting turned on. If you turn it off, this whole thing's black and white. So I want to get some color because this would be a little more a genuine experience of what you would have played in 1982. Oh, and I see we also have, they work their way making, gosh, there's so many bugs though. It is frantic. And we have another one that came on the outside of the screen now. Too cool. I don't know how to take this one out. Let's see. Oh, okay, so he comes on that side. Oh, and you have to be able to shoot him in the right spot. It was almost like he sticks to the wall. We could check the manual to see what it was. That's right. William Tell Overture was first. Add that to your public domain music bingo on Chronologically Gaming. And then it was Flight of the Bumblebee that we're hearing right now. This also is not automatic fire. We've seen a few games on the home computer where I can hold down the red button and it continues to fire. Not here. I'm having to mash that red button over and over again to play. Wow. Gameplay-wise, though, very fast, very fun. It's got a little extra level of polish considering the other computer games we played. And as far as gameplay, going all the way around in 4 different sections is a nice touch. Plus, all the insect or enemy variants is very well done. It looks like I can't shoot the wall. These little bubbles they're making on the outside, I can't shoot past them. But one of the insects came close. Oh, I see. If you shoot them on the side, they go away. But straight on, it doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, so you can knock them out. It's not a complete barrier. Like this one at the top, I just need to get over here and... Oh, no, I can't shoot it. Same thing for the new enemy that just showed up. Wow, yes, look at this. Of all the bug games we played so far, this is the most frantic, hectic bug game ever. I'd say more than Centipede. Not saying it's a plus to the game, but it is like a hardcore shooter for 1982. Yes, right? It is. There's so much going on at the time. Are they adding up score now? Oh, wait. I'm not controlling this part. I don't know what's happening. Is it going through a cutscene? Oh, it's what they talked about. The point score is going up. They're adding up, and now they're sending in a new life. This is a new player that's coming in. So we gained an extra life because of, I guess, our score. It truly is bug off. And now we're on to the next stage. Oh, yeah, and they got some extra flashing around the outside. Oh, man, yeah, if you're a fan of shooters, this is pretty good. For 1982, you'd have to get used to... See, I'm just now figuring out how to destroy the barriers on the sides that they leave. And then they also have small things they drop, almost akin to what Centipede has, but Centipede was it leaves something after you shoot it. Here, they're just doing it randomly. Gosh. Oh, yeah, but I'd like to play this more, develop more strategies. And here we go. This is our last life of Bug Off. Plenty of room for higher scores. It is true the resolution, though, isn't doing it too much justice as far as graphics go. But gameplay-wise, it's pretty good for a computer game. And I'm just firing all over the place. And we have this one. Oh, the one down at the bottom. He got me. Cool. So there you go. That is Bug Off for the Atari home computer. Of all the computer games we've seen up to this point, that is a pretty good game. It is definitely an above average title. As far as the gameplay itself, I would be somewhere between 3.5 or 4 stars. because of how well it plays and responds. It is only a one-player game, though, so you got to have some friends to help you out. But of everything we've seen up to this point, I'm going to go 4 stars. Looks like Chiptune's in the same boat. Anybody else want to throw out their rating? Do it now. And now it's time, after Bug Off, which video game is next? Speaking of the Commodore VIC-20, this is Cannibal on the Commodore VIC-20, so we're going to England to play the latest game. Starting with the box, well, not really the box. This is the cassette case that it would have come in to play Cannibal. All they did was put a skull on the front. Very sinister. I love it. What other artwork do we have for Cannibal? What you would have seen on the back of the tape, how to load it, and then we also have an example of the screenshot. All right, time to play some Cannibal. Let's pop in the cassette tape. In the beginning of June 1982, this is by Patrick Edmond and Yorkshire Microcomputers that published it. Yeah, that's a good point. It wasn't ported, and now, since we're playing everything, you can see the things that were missed, because if people only focus on consoles, you can only see certain games, but we're doing them all. All right, we are not waiting for that to load. It is time to go. All right, so Patrick Edmond, you are the smiley face, and your aim is to eat as many nuts, squares, and cannibals as possible before you lose all your 5 lives. So wait, who's the cannibal here? The cannibals trying to eat us, or are we eating cannibals? So you can see you get points for the number of nuts, which are the squares, okay? And then the cannibal, or the skull, can kill you if you step on a cross. Then the 2 cannibals will turn blue, and you can eat them for 20 points. Whoa! Never thought of it. This is the very first time we've ever eaten any person in a video game. Never eat the skull of death. All right, we'll make sure we don't do that. I'm now going to load the main program. Loading, please wait. Here it comes. All right, do you want to use joystick or keys? So they give us the option. I got our Commodore VIC-20 joystick plugged in. Let's go. What lively music for us to be eating people. Okay, so I am the smiley face at the bottom of the screen, and I'm just going around, very similar to Pac-Man, picking up all the nuts or dots. And if I go across, it looks like the skull of death is mad. There's a giant field at the top, though, so in a way it's half maze like Pac-Man, half field of nuts. But it's definitely a Pac-Man variant. Plays well, or solid enough on the Commodore VIC-20. Why did everybody stop? So whatever you do, don't touch the skull. Oh, I wonder if it's being stopped by the nuts. So if I... Oh, wait, did it move? It is moving. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I get them or not. I'll go ahead and pick up as many points as possible. Make our way over here. Grab a cross, and then the cannibals turn blue. Let's eat them. Eat the cannibals. I don't know how much sense that makes. I thought it would be running away from cannibals. Okay, so I got one. Let's see if we can get the other one. Oh, and they even have, like in Pac-Man, the loop or the warp on the left side of the screen. And they do the same as they do in Pac-Man. They show up inside the huts like the ghosts do. Sound effects, though, nothing much. All it is the sound to move left and right and then pick up the dots. Uh-oh, the skull, though, is moving. It's angry. No matter what, though, it's the enemy that you can never kill. All right, so what do you think? First impression of Cannibal, I'd say the premise is pretty morbid and macabre, but the idea that you have one enemy that is never going to be conquered is interesting. And then you have enemies that you can conquer. Oh, wait, hold on. What's this? Oh, I don't know what it did. Oh, it turned to blue. Okay, so similar to the cross. So now I can go eat the cannibals. I wonder if the developer was confused at what a cannibal was. We're supposed to not get eaten by the cannibals unless we are the cannibal. Alright, so fairly simple affair, though. Move around, get the dots, just like Pac-Man. Just think of all the computer games we played thus far. We're going to get lots of Pac-Man variants. Right now, the newest, hottest game to copy is Donkey Kong. If you're going to copy something, that would be the new cool one to copy. But we're still going to get plenty of Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Centipede. Oh, and then Breakout. Tons and tons of Breakout. Uh-oh. I can't even get... How do I get this skull if it's going to... Oh, okay. I lured him... Oh, wow. He just ran after me. So when there are no nuts, he does come after you. And the music's all lively. Doodle doodle doo. You just ate people. We're having fun here. All right, so there you go. That's Cannibal on the Commodore VIC-20. Of all the games you could play on the home computer, that is pretty much average. That's kind of weird to say. It is not an average game, eating people in a video game. We haven't done that for a while, but gameplay-wise, this is a 3-star affair. A perfectly average title for all the computer games you could play at the time. I don't know. How much did this one sell? I wouldn't think that much with the subject matter. And with that, let's see what our next game is. All right, it's time to play some Canyon Climber. Now, this one's going to be a little bit of slight contention because I had some references that said Canyon Climber on the TRS-80 color computer is 1983. Then I had some references that Canyon Climber was the first time it was available to play, and then it was ported to the other computers after the TRS-80 color computer. And then I had some sources say that they came out in some articles that said it was available in June of 1982. So we're going to start with the TRS-80 color computer and say that it was first available here on the TRS-80 color computer. Possibly not in this exact box yet, but the first idea of it was here on the TRS-80 color computer. So let's start with Canyon Climber, starting with the box. Very nice. It is the usual Tandy Corporation box, no frills. Pretty much bare bones, but kind of cool with the front of the box there. Let's see what other art we have for Canyon Climber on the Coco. Yeah, so it was programmed, and I had some sources say it was here first. So I'm going to give the credit to the Coco first now, and then we'll do the other versions as well. There's the cartridge we'll be playing, and an example of the screenshot. And we also have the manual. Yes, it was slow to release. So it's possible this packaging and the way this looked all nice was 83. But we'll say right now, this is Canyon Climber on the Coco. And the usual license agreement, don't need that. All right. Canyon Climber is a game of skill and reflex. Cantankerous mountain goats, arrow-shooting Indians, and rock-dropping eagles are between you and your goal, the rim of the canyon. The object of the game is to gather as many points as possible. We keep reading that over and over again. The object of the game is always as many points as possible until, what, 1985 maybe? We'll see. We'll see. While avoiding hazards along the way, the canyon is broken into 3 sections, so we got 3 screens here: the crevasse, Indian Hills, and Eagle Cliffs. Looks like we need 16K, which is not too shabby on the Coco. Color television and joysticks are optional, but you bet we're going to play with joysticks. Here's how you load the game, and then after we load, the next thing is to play. How do we play? In a normal game, you're given 3 climbers. However, if you want to practice with 5, you can hold the Enter key down, and when you turn on the computer, we will be holding the Enter key down. Yes, and speaking of Donkey Kong style games, right? Oh my gosh, yeah. Whenever I've gone through the releases of these games, yeah, we've found now that we're digging into deeper video games of some that were programmed a year or 2 before. So yeah, it's a year and a half is not surprising. That's also why it's a little tricky to get the exact release date. So if you're a stickler for release dates like we are here on the channel, always shoot me a line or drop me a line and let me know. But we're gonna always do our best to never leave a game behind if we don't get the release date exactly right. All right, so here's our first screen on the crevasse. We got 5 trails connected by ladders. Each trail has a bridge crossed by a huge crevice in the side of the canyon wall. We have to climb and set dynamite on the bridge, avoiding mountain goats trying their best to butt you off. To avoid them, you just jump over. So it's like Donkey Kong. After setting all dynamite charges, you go to the top and set off the dynamite. An explosion will rock you into the Indian Hills. At the Indian Hills, you face certain death on each trail. Deadly arrows are flung by hostile Indians. You have 2 defenses. In your corner, you can jump over arrows or use the magic shields found in the 1st and 3rd and 5th trails. So they got a little slight power-up, possibly. And then when you successfully climb Indian Hills, then you're speared away to the Eagle Cliffs. You have to jump one plateau to another. Ooh, that is a nice touch. That is a true side, well, not scrolling, but it is a true platformer jumping from platform to platform. Very cool. And it looks like we have, is it birds? Oh gosh, yes, eagles. No, why? Why did they bring in birds in the video games? Why? So there goes. There's the score and points you can get for everything, and then it's controlled with, oh, nice touch. They're showing us the Coco joystick moving around, and then spacebar to jump, or just going, is it up to jump? Or no, it's the button. There we go, at the top. And then pause if you want to pause the action. And then it says good luck, because we're going to probably need it. All right, time to play Canyon Climber. At some time in the beginning of June 1982, at least we know for sure it was developed here. All right, another arcade-style game in the vein of Donkey Kong. Licensed by Tandy. You can see it's doing an attract mode like an arcade style. We can push the button or spacebar to begin. We got our joystick in. Let's go. Oh, did it freeze? Oh no, I think it did freeze. Hold on, let's try it again. The controller has died. So we'll go a second one. The backup controller. And again. Come on, Canyon Climber. There it is. Nice. Okay, so the control is fairly simple. Move left, right, and the one jump to jump over the top. The thing, though, about the enemies is the goats in the first level are random. So they can move any direction, pop out at any time, and then just butt you off the side. But the idea is you walk across, setting the dynamite, almost like the level in Donkey Kong where you're removing the platforms to have him drop to his death. We're doing that, but in an opposite way. Oh, man, the goats move faster than me. They got me. I see. So I pushed the pause key on accident. Pausing the arcade game. Still a novelty at the time. All right, so let's keep going to the top. And then, I should have gone the other direction because now I got to go get the other dynamite set on the bridge. No! Whoa, I don't believe how I made it over that one. So the jump is you're dedicated. Whoa, that is an awesome effect on the Coco. All right, now we're in the next mode. I can get my shield here. Moving across. Oh, and the shield only lasts a couple times, but then you got to jump over the arrows. Nice, okay. Moving to the left side here. Keep going. Get the shield. 1, 2. Okay, it looks like it only lasts for 2, or it might be timed. Oh, very reminiscent to Donkey Kong. Turn the other way because it won't let me go up the ladder while I'm holding it up. Game over, press button. Oh man, game over brings you all the way back to the beginning, so we don't get to see the Eagle Cliffs yet. Now, after going from Sir Egbert Jumper to this feels like the future of gaming. It's so good. Whenever you do a jump, though, no change to the jump. I cannot make any small corrections. It just goes. Oh, right. The arrows actually aren't as bad because you have the shield. This one, maybe of this version, the goats aren't as random. We'll see when we check out the other versions on home computers how different it is. Like right there, I wouldn't know that the goat was going to come off on the left side. At least with Donkey Kong, you know that Donkey Kong's about to throw the barrel, and then after he throws the barrel, it's coming. All right, set it. Go, go, go. Okay, let's go over on this side. This should be a straight shot all the way across. And the goats also move at different speeds. Go. Oof. Made it over. You can see how I can both jump. That is such a cool effect. The Coco has done some things graphically we haven't seen any other home computers do. It is very impressive. Okay, 3. Okay, very nice. You also can't jump when you hold the shield. All right, let's go. Let's go. Block it. Block it now. Jump it. Jump it. There we go. Yeah, this isn't as bad. Let's see if we can do the shield the right way this time. Block it, block it. What? It didn't block the third one. I think because it ran out at the exact moment. Somewhere there's a hack for that. Got it. Nice. I don't know how the goat missed me, but I'll take it. I also cannot jump and climb. The climb starts at the bottom, very similar to Donkey Kong. And see right there, the goat just wanders off to the left. It's very, very random. And they can double back too, making it very tricky. Like this one I jump, he can, oh, there you go, he did it. He just switched in the middle. Oh, okay, I'll try that out. Because the arrows are pretty easy to jump over. And they don't look as crazy. Oh, no! Already, I'm thinking this is one of the best computer games you could play. Possibly because I'm partial to Donkey Kong, but it's still a lot of fun. Moving across and jumping. Who knew it was so fun? Thanks, Donkey Kong. All right, let's see. Going to the top. Nice and easy. Just got to make it. Yes. Love it. Okay, here we go. So forget the shields. Just jump. No. So the last one, I had to either make the decision, do I climb the ladder or do I go over to the top? Well, we'll be seeing some more of Canyon Climber. Oh, Cannonball Blitz has the win there. Yeah, this one's really close to the same idea we saw with Cannonball Blitz. I'm going to say, of all the games we've seen, the Coco version is going to be still, I'm thinking one of the best games we could play, 4.5 stars for Canyon Climber. It is a lot of fun. And that's not all. Let's also see Canyon Climber on the Apple II. Not quite sure when exactly the releases were between all of them, but we want to give all of them the homage. So for this one, pretty much changing up the box, making it more cartoony, because this is done completely by Datasoft. On the Apple II or II Plus, you need 48K for it. Ooh, the vast beauty of the Grand Canyon. Would take your breath away if you were viewing it from the safety and comfort of the canyon ledge. This is by Tim Ferriss. Play Canyon Climber and experience the excitement and challenge and dangerous thrills of the great outdoors. Oh, okay, nice. I love the tips and tricks. Keep them coming. Let's see what other art we have for Canyon Climber on the Apple II. We also have an advertisement, believe it or not, from Rainbow for Radio Shack. And I think, yeah, there it is. Canyon Climber is right here above my head. Action game with a difference. As a cliffhanger, you're challenged by one test after another, kicking goats, zinging arrows, and falling objects. And then also inside the sleeve of the Apple II, it shows you how to run on the disc. If you have the joystick, make sure it's connected to play, and we will have the joystick plugged in. The object of Canyon Climber is climb up 3 levels of the Grand Canyon and reach the top. Score points, leap over charging sheep. Sheep! What happened to the goats? Set explosives and push a plunger to blow them up. Avoid arrows, jump over gorges, and elude birds dropping bricks. You get 3 chances. That's right, only 3 lives. There's the points you need, and then for controls, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard with Z to jump or the joystick, and you press the escape key and the red button to start a new game. Strategy is important on all levels. Your aggressors speed up if time passes. Your man will tire after many jumps. Oh, that's right. On the Coco, we didn't use the 5 lives holding down enter, so we could have done that to last a little bit longer. But there's the 3 levels, just like we saw. And there's our 5 1/4 floppy disk. We're going to pop in the Apple II with an example of the screenshot. But we don't need screenshots. We're here to play Canyon Climber. This one's by Brian Montford on the Apple II. Let's go. We have to do a little speed up because the load time's a little slow on this one. It loads whenever it feels like it. Nice, we got a ditty before we play. Cool, and we are in. It runs so well. I love it when the computer games just allow you to hold the joystick and go. So I just pushed the button and we started the game. Nice touch. All right, let's lay some of our dynamite there. This one feels a little bit slower and clunkier compared to the Coco. Just slightly, if I was going to be nitpicky. But let's see what jumping's like. No, jumping's still all right. Uh-oh, that's not good. The goats, though, I'm sorry, sheep, as it said, are being a little bit more cantankerous. The dynamite also didn't look like dynamite here on the Apple II. What? That's crazy. All right, I don't know if it'll do. Let's hold enter and... Do we get... No, we still get 3 lives. So it was only on the Coco. Holding down enter and then starting. Wow, see? It just showed up out of nowhere. So I'll just go up this ladder, take out the next bridge. I don't know. Yeah, there's something about the way this one's programmed. The Coco is a little bit smoother on the movement and jumping. What? The goat just switched times back and forth. Oh, okay, yeah. Bighorn sheep or mountain goats, yeah. If you want to get into the lore of Canyon Climber, we will. Come on, look at this. I did see some reviews for the time, and they were a little harsh on the randomness, saying that it wasn't really skill required to play the game as much. They also switched the dynamite stick or the plunger from the other, the Coco version. It's over here on the right side. All right, come on, can we make it before the goat shows up? Oh, nice, and they got a little screen shake, too cool. All right, let's do the same thing. Let's avoid those shields. You can see arrows moving. Oh, gosh, they're really slow. Oh, and then you go right back to the beginning. So not even as helpful as some arcade games that give you checkpoints. This one just drops you right back at the beginning. It's brutal. Oh, man, yeah, even try to climb the ladder. You get butt off. Yeah. Only one, so it's changing the game. Imagine if you had only been playing on the Coco at your home, and then you go to your friends on the Apple II, it'd mess you up. Alright, let's see if we're gonna go back. I don't trust the goats now. And look at that, 2. So in a way, you could say the Apple II is the Pro version or the Challenge version of Canyon Climber. Go, go, go. See, a second goat could be coming up right now. Oh, yeah, we made it. Next round, going for this one. That's it. Very nice. Arrow speeds. Easier to jump over. Nice and easy. Get away from the Indian. Yeah, there we go. Make our way over on this side. Got it. Very nice. And I think we'll still be good here. I still want to give props to Ed Averitt of the Odyssey 2 because Pickaxe Pete, the jumping in Pickaxe Pete, still feels better than most other variants we've seen of Donkey Kong. Oh my gosh, now we got to jump over the gaps while birds poop on us. They need to get these birds out of video games. This should have stopped a long time ago. Like the water droplets that kill you in video games, those should have stopped a long time ago too. We're doing it. No, go. That was cheap. Oh, multiple later, not just the first round of 3 levels. That's a good, nice touch too. Yeah, so I still stand by. Coco is one of the best computer games. Oh, but we did get to see the less. Yeah. Too crazy. And of course, we could pause the game if you wanted to. All right, so for Canyon Climber on the Apple II, I'm going to go a little less. It's still a pretty good game, but I'm not going to go 4.5. I'm going to go 4 stars. It's still, I would say, an excellent game for the time, but not one of the best computer games. Coco still has the notch. Now, our last version. Let's see what Canyon Climber on the Atari home computer is all about. Starting with, again, the box. Canyon Climber, Datasoft. Ooh, yeah. This is the Atari diskette front of the box, but still really well done front of the box. It looks like it's done by a company ready to play some fun games. The most cantankerous. First time we've used cantankerous, and we've already said it like 5 or 6 times. The vast beauty of the Grand Canyon would take your breath away. So play Canyon Climber and experience the excitement, challenge, and the dangerous thrills of the great outdoors. So they got the Colorado River roaring at your feet. The least of your worries as you attempt to blow up bridges, scale walls, and make the most experienced mountain climber tremble. Sure-footed mountain goats will stalk your every move. So it says mountain goats here, at least on this part. And then for other artwork, we can also slide. Oh, there we got the advertisement. This also has a few games, Clown and Balloon, Shooting Arcade. And then another one that I thought was fantastic was Pacific Coast Highway. That's 2-player Frogger. Really good. So here we go. On the inside sleeve, this shows you more of how to play. I think this is the exact same one. Yeah, same one we saw before because I think the Apple II one wasn't the inside sleeve. Or it must be used interchangeably. Oh, and props to Scott Ross for the cover artwork. They just gave him credit down the bottom. This one has 3 levels as well. There's the cassette that you could play, and then the disc if you're on the 5 1/4 floppy disk. Just needs 16K again on the Atari. So for other versions, we have European or North American cassette or disc. We're going to be playing on the disc version. The beginning of June 1982. This is by Tim Ferriss and Datasoft on the Atari 8-bit line of computers. Yeah, the box is another one that makes you want to pay the money for the game. It looks really good. Oh, very nice. Already presentation for the box on the Atari, and the game itself is very nice. All right, let's see if it works the same as the others. It does. So cool. So this one, again, you just boot the game up, and when the game's up, push the button on your joystick there is no for keyboard, so it's very much like you're playing a console or an arcade game. All right, let's see. Let's see what the goats are like in this one. They're doing, again, 2 per line. So the decision of the Coco to do 1 goat per line, I think, was a smart move. And the other versions, I believe someone must have said something like it was too easy. And so they switched up the other ones, making the 2 goats per row. I don't know if I'm going to make it across. Let's see. No goats showed up yet. They are all random. Another one could be popping out of the right side right now. Too cool. No cool shaking effects, though. I give the Coco the nod on the graphics when the bridge blows up. Definitely. Gosh. Control-wise, though, this one feels closer to the Coco. A little smoother with the platforming. Bear in mind, this whole concept of turning on a side view of the game and jumping is still very fresh. It was only a year ago that this was done in Japan in the arcades. Oh, I see. The next round does. I see. Okay. So the first round keeps it easy, but these other versions, they're putting in the difficulty from the beginning. Oh, game finished. Try again. All right, let's see if we can go even further to the next round. Good. What? I was totally making that jump. At least they reset, where whenever you begin, all the goats go away. You don't know what those cantankerous goats will do. Concept and idea is great. I enjoy a jumping platform game. And the way that they're giving you an objective to complete is nice. Gosh. The goat just switches its path. So you would have to be a little smarter, like thinking, I'm going to just stay away, or hang out on the ladder, because there is no enemy coming after you if you wait too long. Which is alright. Let's see, come on. Nice and easy now. Oh, nice. I can still do the dynamite even though I jump over the side. That's good. All right, let's go this way. Okay, and let's see if this goat turns around. Nope. Blow it up. Apple II still added some of the shaky effects, but not here on the Atari. I might need to use the shield for these guys. In a way, I feel like these games are trying to start training people on how to jump in a video game, or from the side at least, because it's still a fresh idea. So this just feels like I'm training for later games. All of them feel slightly different physics-wise. Oh, to make them go faster and faster. Oh, I shouldn't have got the shield. I don't know how long it... Oh, nice. Woo! Okay, I didn't know how long it was going to last. Okay, here we go. We are on the last stage with the eagles pooping on us. Gotta watch now for the ladder. That's going to be the tricky part. This section, though, right here, this is probably one of the most impressive platform ideas we've seen ever on a video game. To go on platform to platform, to actually make it seem like you're climbing a structure is awesome. What the... Oh my gosh. They just drop poop right there on the top. Game finished. Try again. Yeah, I know. It's so disappointing. Game finished. We out. All right, so that's Canyon Climber. I'd say this one I'm going to go ahead and bump up to, again, 4.5. It's a great time. Responds a little bit better than the Apple II, but still, this Canyon Climber idea is one of the best video games you could play on a home computer. I love it. All right, so after Canyon Climber, let's press forward and see our next game. Here we are on the Emerson Arcadia 2001. This is the release of Cat Tracks. Cat Tracks is one that only came out for this system, to my knowledge. It was re-released later, I think 2013 or some other time, on the Atari 2600 and I believe the 7800, like as some fan project. But this version is the only one you could get right here. Available in North America and Europe if you had the system. Let's take a look at the box for Cat Tracks. And this time we have actual scans. There it is. For use on the Arcadia 2001. The artwork on the front still doing a very similar motif as the other artwork. You can see it's cat and dog. Got some animation almost similar to something done by Looney Tunes there. Very nice touch. Flip it over on the back, and we have the real back of the box, not those fake ones we've had in the past. This uses a left side controller, and again, it's another one-player only game on a two-controller console. Oh, that's true. If we go back to Donkey Kong and play a platformer, I would be able to easily tell the difference. Because I'll never forget, I'm playing on the channel when we got to Donkey Kong. It felt like this fresh idea. It was really, really fun. Oh, maybe it did. Preston Blair, is he the one that did some of the original like Looney Tunes artwork? So this one is a doggone cat chasing game. The cat's going to turn the tables and become a dog catcher when they eat the object. They don't say what it is. When caught, the dog is sent to the doghouse. Hurry up and clean up the catnip while the dogs are in the doghouse. Get extra points by eating the apple when it appears. Eat all the catnip, and a second more difficult game reappears. High score remains on screen so the next player can challenge. Fun for all the family. Possible translation issues there. All right, so let's take a look at the other artwork we have for Cat Tracks. After the box, we also have the example of the cart, and if you flipped over the cartridge, using the same thing as the box, nice touch, flip it over and it shows pretty much the same thing as the box, so the cartridge isn't doing anything too much there. All right, and we also have the manual. This one is a photocopied one. The original you would have seen would have been in color, but I don't have an example of that one. We've seen the other ones on the Arcadia 2001. The manual's black and white here, but in the actual scan, you would have seen color. All right, how do you play? Read the owner's manual for playing the game. They always say that. The game is about 3 dogs chasing a cat. 4 different games plus 8 additional options make the total of 32 possible play combinations. Games and options will be described later in more detail. The purpose of the game is to score as many points as possible. Points are achieved when the cat eats catnip or dots, which means we're playing another Pac-Man variant. We can also eat apples, fish, and dogs themselves. Each game can be run with 3 cats continuously. Wait. Oh, you mean 3 lives. So there is no 3 players playing continuously. Initially, the cat will be chased by the dogs. However, it can turn the tables by eating a fish that appears randomly in the middle of the screen. Then the cat will change into a dog-catching truck, and a countdown timer will appear inside the upper part of the doghouse. That way you can catch the dogs and go put them back in. When the cat eats a fish for the first frame, the countdown timing will start from 5 and count down. If the cat succeeds cleaning up all the catnip, a second frame will continue, and then the second frame after that, it'll count down. Very technical instructions. Doesn't need to be like that. Then the apples and fish will appear at random. You can eat them for some extra points. You have 3 cats to run for each game, or 3 lives, after all cats being eaten. Then it's game over. And then we do have other various games you can play. The Emerson Arcadia 2001 had options on the console, just like the Atari VCS and the other ones at the time. So we have a gate feature where while you're playing, you can open and close gates, kind of like Roundup. Oh, I'm thinking of Lock and Chase. Maybe it's like Lock and Chase. But you also have a button to warp. So on the controller itself, you have a number pad here, and you're going to be using these numbers for using the gate, and then you also have a warp button that you can push. All there. Oh, Disney and MGM. Very cool. Great shout out there. All right, so we have the warp and the gate feature, and then you can change the game if you want to have the warp or gate. We're going to play with both, but then you can turn those off. And then we have options. The options just change the tunnels on each side, and we can see that example there. This is just, again, changing game variations up. It's all the rage right now in 1982. It makes the games a little bit more fresh. And then if you change the options even more than that, the dog goes faster. So it's handicapping and making the game a little slightly different. All right, so that's how you play the game. Move the disc and joystick, maintain the high score. This is showing you how to move around the screen. We have the idea of how to move around. If you're not familiar with the controllers, they're over there in the bottom left corner. This is a single joystick or disc, like the Intellivision in the middle, with a number pad on top. The manual didn't say anything about an overlay. We are going to be using the numbers on the keyboard to play, though. All right, let's pop in Cat Tracks and our Arcadia 2001, developed by UA Limited, published by Emerson Radio Corp. The beginning of June 1982. All right, so we're just going to do Game 1, Option 1, so we have everything at our disposal. And we're pushing start. And we are in. So there you go. This is me switching out the gates. So if I wanted to push it on my keypad, I can use that to switch the gates around. And then in the top of the screen, they have a bunch of apples in the top right. So I can use that to get myself through and then close it up. Oh, that's pretty cool. So that is a nice touch, being able to manipulate the maze while you're playing. And then if you get into really tough water, they have oh, I missed it. They have a button you can push to just warp to a random spot. Can I get that fish, though? There we go. That was a weird-looking fish, but I got it. And you go and pick up... capture the dogs, and you can go and pick up more warps over here. Looks like they're all in the doghouse right now. Go and get all the dots. Yes, this is a above-average title. Of all the home console games you could play... Oh, warp! That's my warp sound. And then you move to another side, and we want to close some gates here. There, close them up. Let's see if we can sneak ourselves around. This guy is being stuck right there. Okay. And then go here. Switch to the dog-catching mobile. Oh, and the timer at the top shows you how much time we have left for it. Get all the dots, then move on to the next one. So, in a way, it's an original concept. So, Cat Tracks is something that you won't see anywhere else. It's only here. This is a console exclusive. Oh, I didn't push the button at the right time. Yes, it transforms into a truck. And this one is combining multiple maze elements we've seen in the arcade. So, a pretty fun way to play on your home system. Is this the killer app for the Emerson? I wouldn't go that far. Alright, let's see if we can go to the top here, pick all these up. But it is a really fun way to play. Am I out of... Oh, I'm out of apples. No! So, I have no more ways to warp. Unless I pick up another one. But there's the transform. Let's see if I make it over there. They're catching up. Nice. There we go. Got it. All right. We do have some other consoles that are out there pushing some really nice stuff, like the Intellivision. And so I would give this an above average rating for considering all the games you could play on a home console. Yeah, this should have been on the Atari VCS, but it was not. One reason might be because you need multiple buttons. You know, you need to be able to open and close gates and have a button for warp to play. But this does give you all the same usual trends, the options, and different game modes. Oh, and I didn't switch out the gate. So if you want to show the different games... Oh, no, I don't want games. I want option. Game 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is me pushing the buttons on the console itself. So watch the maze change. It's just changing the exits. We can switch up where the exits warp you around. You can do the hard mode, yikes, and only have one warp on either side. And then there you go. So you can do option 5. I think that makes it, yeah, option 5 makes the enemies move faster than you. And switch up, I like having 3 exits to make it easier. But then, you know, the more you play, you'll be able to switch it around. Very nice touch. One of the dogs looks like Mickey Mouse, actually. There we go. And you can use the gates to help you out. Let's see if we can make our way. It has a few more things to think about besides most Pac-Man games. You have the power-ups, like the one that just showed up in the center. By the way, is that supposed to be the fish? They said it was a fish. Looks like a bottle. But whenever you get that, you have the power-up to go for. You have other items to go for besides just the catnip. And then you have the gates you can open and close and the warp to warp to a different spot if everything gets too crazy. Yeah, this should have been on other platforms, but this is it. This is all you would have seen it on. Here on the Arcadia 2001. A true arcade game almost lost to time. Oh, nice. They warped me here. Let's see if I can... Oh, it didn't take... You guys suck. Let's see. Time to transform. One of them just runs away. Nice. And it tells you the time, how much time we got left. were just free to have some fun, picking up all the catnip. Yeah, we're using our imagination quite a bit when it comes to graphics on the screen. That's one of the reasons I like to get the manual or any documentation about the game, because they tell you what it really is. What are we looking at here? Let's see what happens. Oh, that was a bad warp. We got another fish, though. Shows up randomly. Let's go. Open up the gates. There we go. Yeah, we're now in 1982, summer of 1982, and we do play everything as soon as it's released. So there's lots of games that people are still playing now, you know. It's not like the games just go away. We're pretty spoiled here. We play everything as soon as it comes out. Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to go ahead and bump that up. For all the console games you could play, Cat Tracks is a 4-star affair. It is a great title if you think of every other game you could play on a console right now. Lots of fun, and it's too bad it is only one player, and it's too bad it's only here on the Emerson Arcadia. But I think it's a fantastic game. Oh, that's true. Transforming in a game, yeah. I'm trying to think, do we do anything in the arcades for that? Because we played a Doraemon one, and I think Doraemon transformed. He got a larger head, but I don't think he transformed into another object. Not quite sure on that one. All right, that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause this evening. If you can go back to 1982 and rate these games, just pretend you're in 1982 and you haven't seen anything else. You know nothing else. What would you rate them on our 5-star rating scale? That's it for today, and like I always say, if imitation truly is the most sincere form of flattery, then we're going to be sucking up to Pac-Man, Breakout, and Space Invaders a lot. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are Perpetually Retro, and we will catch you next time.